I'm going to show you how to swap out your manual crank jack for an electric jack for under $100. I put a link in the description below. This jack right here is off of eBay. It's from a Chinese company, and it's the same one that Harbor Freight sells. And I've had one of those on a trailer for quite some time, and it's been very reliable. This one I got off eBay, I believe. It was $85. I bought two. They gave you a discount for getting two. I think I paid $82 or $80 each, somewhere around there. Anyway, I put the link into the description below, but all you need to do is, the easy way is just leave it hooked to your vehicle. I'm going to use my Jeep jack right there, farm jack, and because I don't want to hook it up to the vehicle. We have 5 trailers total. We have a couple on RV Share and a couple on Outdoorsy, 3 on RV Share, 2 on Outdoorsy, and I get tired of cranking jacks all the time, so this is the last trailer I have to swap out the electric jack, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. Okay, so the first step is you need to remove these 3 bolts. Obviously you want the trailer either on a vehicle so the jack doesn't have any weight on it, or you want to lift it up with the farm jack like that. That's what I'm going to do. On a vehicle is probably the safest thing to do and easiest, but hook it up to your vehicle so there's no weight on the main jack here, and then undo these 3 bolts, and I'm going to do that and then show you what to do next. Okay, so for me, I'm using my impact driver here. It is a 9/16 bolt, I believe. That's what's fitting it. 9/16, and they're threaded into the coupler. This is your coupler right there. So they're threaded into that. Just unscrew them and pull the jack out. So that's it right there. One more to do right here. So these Chinese jacks, the difference between these and the Harbor Freight ones, they're the same design, same motors, everything. The Harbor Freight one comes with new bolts. That's it. I'm going to reuse these bolts. I don't see anything wrong with them. So I'm just going to reuse these 3, and we should be good to go. So I have a drop foot on this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that on the electric jack. Probably not. It does have its own drop leg. This is just an automatic 6-inch extension foot. They're pretty cool. It does bind up every now and then, but for the most part it's pretty good. Anyway, let me finish getting this one swapped out. I'll have to take that foot off. Alright, I got the foot off, so now you can just pull the jack out just like that. And there, sorry about the video. There you have the old jack. Then you grab the new guy, and he just slides in. The motor goes in front. It just slides in just perfect like that. If you want, you can clean it all up. I'm not going to worry about it here. You do want to make sure you have a good ground connection. So it only has one wire. It only has one wire coming off the motor that goes to your positive on your batteries there. The ground connection goes through the bolts, like a lot of things on trailers. So it'll be grounded through there. You can use sandpaper, you can use several things. I have a little grinder that I'm going to use on that. So I'm just going to grind just a little bit on each one of these bolts, just so it'll get a good ground connection there. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint over after I get the bolts on, and I'll show you that when it's done. Alright, so I just ground off just a little bit on each one, just so it'll get a good connection to the jack. So I'm just going to use the same washers and bolts on here. I have to adjust the jack just a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and just use these same ones, thread them in, if I can get that one started. There we go. So I'm going to use the same ones, and then when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and paint over all of them, just to get rid of any chances of rust on that. So let me get this, sorry for the focusing issues here. Let me get these installed, and alright, let's get these set on here. I'm not going to get them super tight until I get them all torqued down. Sorry, filming and using the impact with one hand makes it a little bit trickier. Okay, All right, I'm gonna go back over to this guy on this side and we'll get it torqued down good. It is definitely easier with two hands. And the last one here is a little trickier. I got this little flex piece on here because that's underneath the motor. Not a lot of room to work under there. So now to get it tight. Okay, those are all nice and tight. Now I'm just gonna paint these. But first I'm gonna install the wire. Another thing with the Harbor Freight one is the wire is zip tied to the post so it's not going out. So I grabbed some zip ties. I'm just gonna do that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the wire back through here and I'm gonna connect it. You see right here is the breakaway switch. There is a dedicated positive line that's coming from the battery, and I'm gonna trace that back to the battery, and that's where I'm gonna put my positive connection for it. Okay, to figure out which one's coming from the battery, on this little trailer here, I couldn't find out because it goes to a junction box and I didn't want to take the junction box apart. I didn't have a screwdriver with me, so I'm just being lazy. I had the tester with me though, so I just take the tester. Let me switch hands here. So if you take the tester, it's got little pointy ends on these testers here. So you just take that and you can stick it right here in this wire. And with the negative on the frame, I have it stuffed in right there, the black one. You see I got 12 volts right there. So that's the one I'm going to splice into. And what I'm using to splice into it, what I mean by splice into it, I'm just using one of these little connectors here. You can get these from Harbor Freight or at Walmart. Most auto places will sell them. Home Depot, Lowe's, they also have them as well. But all you do is you put one wire into, so I can get you to focus on here. So the wire on the trailer goes through the outside because it can go all the way through. And then I'm going to trim the other wire and just put the end on the inside part there. And then you pinch down this little metal piece there, and that crimps in and makes the connection there, so you don't have to do anything else. So I've used this on 2 other trailers and it's worked great, provides plenty of power, and hasn't failed me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here and show you in just a second. I got him crimped down here. I'm just going to close the cover over it to protect it, and you can put some tape around it. I'll end up putting a little bit of black tape around this, but it's on there nice and connected. You can see the jack has little lights on it, and then the switch down here. So not super fast, but it's not the slowest electric jack I've used, and it's much easier than cranking up and down. So that is installed. I'm going to put the drop leg back down in it, and I'm done here. So that's how you install a electric jack on your trailer for under $100.